What's cracking, guys? Omar Yusuf here, back with another video. You see, I was on my email, and that can be a dangerous thing for multiple reasons. And I saw that my boy Greg Nuckols wrote another email highlighting an article he previously had written in 2014 examining speed as it relates to lifting and whether or not it's important to lift the bar as fast as possible when it comes to strength. And the spoiler, I'm going to link the article in the description. It talks about motor unit recruitment. It talks about Henneman's principle. Is essentially, yes, it's very important on the concentric to lift the bar as fast as possible if you want to get stronger. And so I think this is one of the fundamental rules of lifting, that if you care about strength, and people ask me this all the time, where a lot of rules are up to the individual when it comes to how much volume you should have. We can make recommendations. There's kind of a width, there's a range, and you need to find what works for you. But then there's also some fundamental principles that applies to everyone, and this essentially is one of them. When it comes to the concentric portion of the lift, you should be trying to lift the bar as fast as possible. So on the squat, it's on the way up. On the deadlift, when you initiate the movement. On the overhead press, when you initiate the movement. On the bench press, when you lift it off of your chest. And there's a few points I want to make before we dive into this. The first would be that if you're a beginner, you need to learn the form, right? So if you're someone inside of your first year lifting and you're watching this video right now, I don't want any janky ass form. I don't want you to try and lift the bar as fast as possible if you don't have that kinesthetic awareness, how your body's moving in relation to the bar. So someone with solid technique, when you lift the bar as fast as possible, so let's use the bench press. When you lift it, you're tight, right? Your lats are in place, your feet are set, your glutes, your core is engaged, so you're a stable, strong unit. That means you can lift with your entire body the bar off of your chest. And therefore, you can lift it as fast as possible safely. If you are a beginner or your form's not 100%, you're not tight, you don't have that awareness, when you lift the bar as fast as possible, shit's gonna look real ugly. So I would advise, if you don't have your technique down, if you're not technically proficient at this point in time, work on that. And that not only applies to beginners. If you're an individual where your lifts will tend to change depending upon your tempo. So if you do tempo work and you notice that your lift's different than if you do your normal work, it's different than when you go to 80%, you need to work on that. You need consistent technique. So one of the important points before I make this general recommendation is that you should have pretty good form. Not textbook form, but pretty damn good form, because again, we want to be safe when we do this. So if you try and lift fast on the deadlift, then you might be a big puller. You might be pulling 500 pounds, 600 pounds, but you pull at 75%, so you pull, let's say 440, something like that, and you try and pull as fast as possible, and it doesn't look as clean as if you slow it down and get tight. You need to fix that. But with that being said, all other things being equal, if you take a look at one of the recent research studies from this 2014 article, it highlighted the fact that as per motor unit recruitment, if you want to get stronger on the way up, you should be trying to lift the bar as fast as humanly possible. And this too probably won't make you better at lifting the bar with lighter weight faster, but lifting heavier weight faster, it will. And this is also important because one of the ways that we judge and we auto-regulate how we feel, it's not just how we feel, it's how the bar is moving. And that's why some people, reactive training systems, Mike Teixeira used to use, and I think he still in some respects used a Tendo unit just to try and measure bar speed, quantify things. Because sometimes we might feel, oh man, like that felt very heavy. And then we take a look, we play it back, and we take a look at how the bar speed moved, and it actually moved quite fast. So the bar weight doesn't lie. And if we take a look at rep performance, if we take a look at the bench press, or we take a look at any of the big three lifts, I could say for myself personally that it's one of the metrics that I use to judge my performance on that day. And that's why essentially I have not missed a PR in several years. One, because I put in the time and effort, but two, on that day, I could see how and feel how that bar is moving. It's like, oh, I know at 90% roughly the bar moves at this speed because I've filmed my content, I filmed the videos, I filmed myself lifting. I know what it should feel like. So if on a good day it's moving faster than that, well, probably when it comes to motor unit recruitment and when it comes to my performance, it's going to be even better. So we could use speed as one of those benchmarks of our performance. Everyone out there that is interested in size and hypertrophy, there's a time and place for everything. If you want to get strong, you need to be lifting the bar as fast as possible. That way you can compare it session to session, week to week, month to month. But if your goal is size and strength, I would put forth that on the main movement. So on your main movement, on the squat, bench, deadlift, move that bar as fast as possible on the way up. Lowering eccentric, I need to specify this for those aren't aware. On the eccentric, you go at your own tempo. So I would say control the weight, don't dive bomb a squat. Control it, feel it in your body that you feel tight and stable. So you're not sacrificing at any point stability and tightness in order to exert speed. On the way down, you're controlled, so you know what you're doing. On the way up, as fast as possible. But when it comes to accessory movements, this really is up to you. And in fact, there is a time and place, once again, for tempo work. There's a time and place for slowing the bar speed down. I personally, when I do more bodybuilding style training, so my tertiary movement, my third movement for the day, let's say the incline bench press, I kind of keep constant tension. So I'm bringing the bar down, it's kind of controlled. On the way up, I'm not exploding as fast as possible. I'm lifting with a good amount of speed. It's not a pure bodybuilding movement, but I'm keeping the tempo in place and I'm trying to feel the tension in the muscles. So for those that are personally inclined towards both goals, the general rule is the following. If you got good technique, on the way up, on the concentric portion of the lift, you want to lift as fast as possible with clean technique, and you can also use this as a metric to judge your performance week to week. And you would know you're on a good day if you warm up to 80, 85, 90%. If that bar speed is moving faster than normal when you play back, you're probably stronger on that day. And in that way, you can auto-regulate your training. I hope this explains one of the fundamental principles of strength training that applies for every individual out there. There are a lot of, that depends. Oh, for the individual, we have to see, it depends upon this range. But this is really one of those great principles I think every single person can apply into their training and get results. Anyways, I gotta get out of here. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, if you have a need for speed, make sure to like the damn video. And I'll see all you guys, my rascals, in this next video. Peace. You know, Severin, I wanna say that it's like Keanu Reeves in the movie Speed. If you go below a certain mileage, you explode. You crash and burn. It's science.
Eat your vegetables, eat your vegetables, eat your fucking vegetables.